The fiction of Game of Thrones is often said to be a world of intrigue, power struggles, and political maneuvering, but history has provided us with real-life events that are equally captivating. One such historical figure, whose life and reign rival the drama of any fictional story, is Emperor Constantine of Rome. In this introduction, we will delve into the captivating and complex story of Constantine, whose life and actions shaped the course of history in ways that even the most imaginative storytellers might find hard to match.
In the late 3rd century, the Roman Empire was ruled by 2 Augusti tasked with managing the West and the East, along with 2 Caesars who would succeed the Augusti. This system was intended to ensure stability according to Emperor Diocletian, but led to a series of civil wars for absolute power. In 306, upon his father's death, Constantine was acclaimed as Augustus of the West by the troops, even though he had no formal title. At that time, he was stationed in Britannia, one of the most remote and inhospitable regions of the empire. To avoid conflict, Galerius, the Eastern Augustus, granted him the title of Caesar, and commanded him to step back under Severus, the legit Western Augustus. Similarly, Maxentius, the son of an Augustus, proclaimed himself as Augustus in Rome with the support of the Senate. This results in a civil war for control of Italy, with Maxentius prevailing over Severus, who is defeated in battle and killed. Maximian, who was already Augustus of the West and the father of Maxentius, sought an ally in Constantine. Maximian gave his daughter Fausta in marriage to Constantine, along with the title of Augustus. In return, Constantine was expected to support Maxentius versus Galerius. To end the civil war in 308, Maximian, Galerius, and Diocletian, Augustus out of retirement, decided for council meeting at the military city of Carnuntum on the upper Danube. The Augusti chose Licinian Licinius as the sole legitimate Augustus of the West, demoting Constantine to the title of Caesar again and forcing Maximian to abdicate. Having returned to Italy, Maximian rebels against the command of his son Maxentius, but, defeated, he takes refuge in Gaul at the court of Constantine. In 310, after a series of plots hatched by Maximian against Constantine, Constantine had Maximian, his father-in-law, killed and proclaimed himself Augustus again. This leads to the clash between Constantine and Maxentius, his brother-in-law. The Battle of the Ponte Milvio sees Constantine prevail over Maxentius, who dies in battle. In 311, Galerius, Licinius, and Constantine convened in Serdica to discuss and establish an agreement to end the persecution of Christians. A few days later, Galerius dies. In 313, Constantine and Licinius met in Milan and signed a document known as the Edict of Milan, which increased tolerance and freedom of worship for all individuals living within the empire.
In order that all that is divine in the heavens may be favorable and propitious towards all who are placed under our authority.
To seal a lasting peace between the 2 Augustans, Licinius married Constantine's sister, Constance. Relations between the 2 emperors deteriorated. The 2 Augusti fought against one another, with Constantine being victorious. A fragile truce lasted until 324, when the 2 emperors faced each other again. Licinius surrendered to Constantine at Nicomedia on the promise his lives would be spared. But in 325, Constantine accused Licinius of plotting against him and had him arrested and hanged. Near his last victorious battle, Constantine decided to found his new city, Constantinople. A city between East and West. A city where the legacy of Rome lived on for over 1,000 years. In the next years, Constantine executed or murdered his nephew Licinius II, at the age of 11, the son of Licinius and his sister. His wife Fausta and his eldest son Crispus, at the age of 26. Constantino was a great emperor. He deeply reformed the empire, introduced Christianity, a religion perceived as Eastern at the time, and built Constantinople, adorning it with art and wonder. In doing so, he helped shape the world we know today. However, he was also a power-hungry man, unstoppable in the face of anything and anyone. capable of the worst crimes to achieve his desires. The history of Constantino is complex and contradictory, and opinions about him vary among historians.
If you've enjoyed this story and wish to continue exploring more historical adventures and feats, I invite you to like this tale and subscribe to the channel for future updates. The history of Rome and the ancient world is filled with extraordinary journeys, and I'm delighted to share them with you. Thank you for listening, and until next time.